Poverty as the key human rights problem in Asian countries. These birds have opened their mouths and are waiting for their food. Millions of children throughout the world, particularly of developing countries, and so many in the Asia are also keeping their mouths open, but the food will never fall. That is the problem we are going to discuss here. This video concerns the situation in 3 countries: Sri Lanka, Nepal and Indonesia. But they are used as samples about many other countries where circumstances are similar. Each country population size is as follows. As compared to the population, the people who fall below the poverty line is as follows, and the poverty line is determined in terms of the meager income of each individual in these countries. The major problem that has surfaced in recent times is malnutrition of a very high scale. Sri Lanka, which was earlier country which was relatively better off, has fallen the lowest in terms of incomes due to a massive economic crisis in recent times. The situation of Nepal and Indonesia is also manifest acute problems regarding food and other basic necessities. Acute malnutrition statistics in each of the countries is as follows. The results of children's malnutrition is serious and heartbreaking. There are drastic drops in school attendance, there is lack of energy to follow classroom and frequent incidents of fainting, lack of basic facilities such as shoes, clean clothes, books and facilities for education, increase of teenage delinquencies, in particular recruitment for illegal activities such as drugs sale and other drug users. The breaking down of the school and the family discipline is another result. Loss of hope among the young, petty thefts, virtual loss of childhood, encouragement for early marriage for girls and its adverse consequences, large scale malnutrition of mothers for menial employment and breakdown of families. Added to this are also reports about child prostitution. Impact on health due to drastic health cut. Medical expenses have been reduced in hospitals, particularly public hospitals. Deaths due to the poor quality of medicine and injections are frequent. Reduction of medical staff such as nurses, doctors and others. Death from preventable disease due to availability of medical facilities. Deaths due to preventable diseases due to unavailability of medical facilities including surgical facilities. All these are matters reported from all these 3 countries. Things that aggravate these problems are as follows. Large scale migration of professionals in every field, particularly field of medicine and other healthcare related fields, experts in various economic fields such as agriculture, industry, banking, engineering and other vital sectors for maintaining basic social services. Severe cuts in maintaining transport and other basic services enabling people to report to work and for schools. Ever increasing inflation which makes the value of money worthless. Ever deteriorating quality of consumer products leading to many other problems. The immediate causes for deepening poverty are failure to develop a fair taxation policies, serious flaws in the income distribution, mafia capitalism where the family and friends control the economy for their benefit and not for the benefit of the nation, extremely repressive laws preventing people and organizations from asserting their demands in legitimate manner, extreme repression of media freedoms, curtailment of democracy in favor of authoritarian regimes. How defects in the state formation result in increase of poverty and repression. In post-colonial countries, development of the state has been slow and often very defective. Development of state institutions have suffered many setbacks due to internal conflicts, civil wars and other political problems. The leadership formation has been slow or defective, and the state as a central organization capable of exercising authority on the basis of just legal system has not taken place adequately. The resistance to development of the state comes from powerful sectors such as landlords, those who are engaged in corrupt economic enterprises, absence of adequate civil society movements pushing for changes for the better, weakness of the civil society and their organizations, the poor civic education among the poor and the middle classes, and tendency to resign to their fate, distancing civil society organizations from people who suffer from extreme forms of poverty and repression. Failure to address poverty as a fundamental human rights issue. Weakness of solid movements or even absence of fight for elimination of poverty. International factors. The globalization process, particularly in this period of massive changes in information technology, has affected smaller and poorer countries which are extremely adverse, and this is likely to become worse in the future. The uneven development results in drawing the more educated and qualified persons in poor countries to develop countries, and this in turn affects the development of smaller economies and their options when looking for ways to improve their positions. The international efforts to deal with poverty, to find durable solutions, is not a theme that is being seriously pursued in the international forum. Sustainable development goals as are expressed presently is inadequate in dealing with the serious growth of poverty. Even the existing goals are not adequately implemented or seriously supervised, internationally. The United Nations and the UN High Commissioner's Office lack of attempt to develop a more comprehensive conversation involving particularly the experts is badly affecting countries themselves and also their civil societies. The discourse led fully by developed countries and their academics will not be able to address the kind of situation faced in these poorer countries, as a proper understanding require grasp of complex political, economic, social and above all cultural factors of these poorer countries. On the other hand, voices from persons from these countries themselves are not enough, as they are unlikely to get an audience in developed countries forums, including global forums that decide on the most vital problems that affects these poorer countries.